Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here. Another week, another question, and I get this one a lot. I post pictures like this one right here quite frequently, mainly because I feel like I look pretty fit in them. I ran professionally for 12 years. I worked my butt off day in and day out, 7 days a week to try to get into that kind of shape. And oftentimes when I post a picture like that, I get questions from people like, Nick, what was your lowest percentage body fat? Or Nick, what was your VO2 max? Or what was your resting heart rate? All fine questions, absolutely, relevant questions, but I don't know how to answer these questions because, would you believe it, I actually never once measured any of those things. I never measured, well, I suppose resting heart rate I measured, and I was always around maybe high 40s, low 50s, but VO2 max, never once measured it. Percent body fat, never once measured it, because guess what? They're kind of irrelevant. It absolutely doesn't matter what your percent body fat is. It matters whether you're healthy or not. You could be super, super lean, and there were times when I got super, super lean, but if I tried to hold that body percentage, that composition, I invariably got sick. So what does it matter if you're super lean if you're not healthy enough to run? So when I encourage young runners, when I encourage any runners for that matter, to focus on a number, take the data and throw it right out the window. I want you to focus on how you feel, specifically in regard to your workload. So if there was one number that I focused on, if there was one number that I rather obsessed over, it was miles per week. And more importantly, it wasn't was I maxing it out, was I running a massive load, a massive miles per week. It was, am I hitting the range or the number that my coach and I have determined is the right workload for me? So I kept track of my mileage very closely and my workload very closely, whether it was adding swimming, lifting, the daily runs. I watched that very, very closely, but all the other data was absolutely irrelevant to me, because if I was hitting the workload that we had decided was the correct workload for me, and if I was communicating with my coach on how I was progressing through that workload and how I felt week after week after week, then I knew that my body would take the shape that it needed to be in. If I ate healthy, if I did the work, then what my body fat percentage was or what my VO2 max was all completely irrelevant, and I ran off feel. And I want that to be the takeaway from this video, is that we can have data and it can be helpful. There's nothing wrong with knowing your VO2 max or your body percent, but if you don't feel healthy, if you don't feel that you're ready to step up to the challenge and tackle another week worth of training, then all of that is meaningless. So learn to feel your body. Feel when you're a little bit heavy, but feeling really strong and ready to tackle a week worth of training. And feel when you're in that, taper or in that cutting phase where you're getting ready for a championship series. You need to be able to do that off feel more so than off the numbers. So no matter what you're training for, no matter where you're at in your training cycle, whether you're logging crazy big base mileage and you need a fresh pair of shoes, or whether you're tapering and you need a good pair of spikes, I got you covered. I give away a pair of shoes every single week, and this week's no different. I've partnered with Running Warehouse to do this so that you can pick the shoe that's just right for you. In order to enter in to win one of these giveaways that I do every single week, all you need to do is follow me on Instagram at Nick Symmonds. And this week's winner, it is a female runner. It looks like she's from Alaska, and her name's, I'm going to mess this up, Clement Little. Clement, congratulations. You're this week's winner. I'm going to DM you right now so we can get you hooked up with a pair of shoes. I want to thank you for following me on Instagram. I want to thank everyone who subscribed to this channel. Another video coming up next week. See you guys very soon.